Hello, dear students. Welcome to DAV Moyle Public School. In today's subject of science, we will study about formation of rainbow. I hope you are doing great with the chapter of light. Earlier, we have studied about refraction and dispersion of light. Based on the similar concept, we will be studying about formation of rainbows. In dispersion of light, we have studied about when White light consists of 7 colors. We have demonstrated with the help of an experiment which showcase it. We have a prism. When a white light was inciding, when a white light strikes the prism, it splits up into 7 colors. Those 7 colors are known as Vibgyor. Different colors have different wavelength and different amount of bending that you will come to know in higher classes. Based on the similar concept, what we have studied in prism, the formation of rainbow is based. Now, as you know, rainbow is one of the most beautiful example of spectrum. What do you mean by spectrum? Spectrum means the same Vibgyor pattern. That is violet, indigo, Vibgyor, Vibgyor. This term is known as Vibgyor. So spectrum is nothing but a Vibgyor color formed due to dispersion of light in nature. So you might have known little bit about formation of rainbows in your previous classes. So let's exactly see a glimpses of how rainbows are formed. Detailed analysis how in reality it works you will come to know in higher classes. For a time being, we will be studying glimpses how rainbows are formed. The rainbow is produced due to dispersion of sunlight by tiny droplets of water suspended in air just after the rain. You might have known that just after the rain, the atmosphere becomes watery. A water vapor is there in the atmosphere. In that atmosphere, when sunlight emerges light into it, it will result in the formation of rainbow. It is the first mandatory condition for forming a rainbow. Rainfall should be there and atmosphere should be in the form of water vapor. Whenever water vapor is there in the atmosphere and when sunlight falls on water vapor, then only rainbow would be formed. That is the first and the mandatory conditions for formation of rainbow. Now, in a smaller scale, you have to imagine that each single droplet acts like a prism. In previous case, you have known about dispersion of light. Now you have to consider an example in which, as you know, there are tremendous amount of rainfall. So you have to consider one single droplet as a prism. One single droplet as a prism in which light changes its phenomena known as dispersion. We will see exactly what it is in this mechanism. You can go through this whatever is written over here after this explanation part of formation of rainbows. Now, as I was telling, the foremost mandatory condition for formation of rainbow is that rainfall should be there and in the atmosphere water vapor should be there. Now imagine this scene as a water vapor or sort of water vapor and sunlight is emerged into the atmosphere. Now this white portion, it is a single droplet, one single drop of water, and a ray of light is falling on that surface of water, that one single droplet of water. This white portion is a single droplet of water and white light is falling on that single droplet of water. As I was telling earlier, this single white droplets, it is acting like a one single prism. So this is like one single prism. Now, as you know, in dispersion of light, when white light strikes a prism, it's dispersed into 7 colors. So, as you know, white light consists of 7 colors. This, when a ray of light is traveling in the atmosphere, when it hits the rain droplet, it will split up into 7 colors, disperse into 7 colors. So, what exactly is happening over here? Refraction. Now, what do you mean by refraction? Ray of light travels. inside that medium. Ray of light would travel inside that medium and the behavior of light would be different. Here the intensity of ray of light was different, and here the intensity or the amount of bending and the velocity of light would be different in this case and in this case. When ray of light strikes this portion, it splits up into 7 colors. Now since I did not draw all the colors, I just took an example of 2 colors, that is red and white color. In this spectrum, there are also, here violet is there, indigo is there, blue is there, green, yellow, orange and red. All colors are there. Since it is difficult to explain each color phenomena, I just took an example of the red and the violet one. So white light will get refracted at this side A and it will touches the other side of raindrop. But at side B, the ray will not get further refracted. Here, reflection would take place. That reflection is known as total internal reflection at side B. At side A, it would be refraction, and because of refraction, dispersion of light is taking place. And at side B, it won't be refraction, it would be reflection. There's one more condition, that is some angle is related, that is critical angle. Critical angle you will come to know in higher classes. For a time being, you have to remember that total internal reflection will take place at side B. Here total internal reflection would be taking place. So red light, here refraction, red light would be traveling over here at side B, and here reflection would be taking place. Now at side B it would be refraction. So which means here refraction, reflection and again refraction. It is traveling away from the normal. It is traveling into another medium, that is air. So this light bending would be in this manner, and again with the same emphasis, violet light bending would be in this manner. And it will travel into this water droplets, and at side A, this portion is side A and this portion is side B. At side A, refraction, and when the ray of light after total internal reflection will emerge out from side B, and here it will bend away from the normal. So if you create an angle between red and from the emerging portion, it would be 42 degree, and the angle created between violet color and the emergent ray and the incident ray, it would be 40 degree. So this is nothing but a formation of primary rainbow. Again, how does rainbow formation take place? First, you need to have a water vapor in the atmosphere, sunlight. When sunlight falls on a single droplet of water, at side A, refraction would be taking place, and at certain angle, that is known as critical angle, total internal reflection will be taking place at side B. As you know that white light consists of 7 colors, red light would be over here and violet light will be over here. Here red light deviates least and violet light deviates the most. Hence the violet light is bending the most and red light is least. And based on the same phenomena, the other light would also deviate with the same sequence. That is VIBGYOR over here. Here also VIBGYOR, here also VIBGYOR. And again at side B, it will emerge out in the form of VIBGYOR. Red light would appear at the top portion and violet light would be appearing at the bottommost portion. So this is the formation of rainbow. So 3 most important conditions for formation of rainbow. At side A, it would be refraction, and inside the rain droplets, dispersion would be taking place. What do you mean by dispersion? Spreading of white light into 7 colors. At side B, at critical angle, total internal reflection would be taking place, and again at side A, it would be refraction. Angle between red and incident ray would be 42 degree, and angle between violet and incident ray would be 40 degree. So this is nothing but the formation of rainbow. This is but a simple primary rainbow. There is also another phenomena which you might have seen, that is a secondary rainbow. So what exactly is the difference between primary rainbow and a secondary rainbow? Whatever we have studied, it was a primary rainbow. As you can see in this atmosphere, there are two rainbows. This one is a primary rainbow, whereas this one is the secondary rainbow. Whatever we have studied up till now, it was based on this. It was water vapor in the atmosphere, sunlight fall on the atmosphere, and since each single droplet was acting as a thousands and thousand numerous prism, so collectively this sort of pattern was obtaining in the atmosphere, and the formation of rainbow took place. And this formation of rainbow is nothing but a primary rainbow. As I was telling earlier, the angle between red color is 42 degree and angle between violet color is 40 degree. As you can see over here, the red portion is upper one and the violet one is the bottommost one. So this is primary rainbow. Whereas with the same line of incidence, you will see another rainbow which is known as secondary rainbow. The primary rainbow, which is much more brighter than the secondary rainbow, always you might have seen whenever you see two rainbows, one rainbow intensity would be more and the second would be less, which means one rainbow would be bright and the other would be less bright. And one more difference you would be finding, that primary rainbow, the upper color is always red and the bottommost color is violet, whereas in secondary color it is opposite. The violet color, it has the topmost position and red color is at the bottommost position, and the angle between red and the incident ray, it is 50 degree, and the violet color, it creates an angle of 53 degree. How secondary formation of rainbow take place, you will come to know in higher classes. I hope you have understood the concept of formation of rainbows. Thank you.